just some light bluesy flavorings there, combining some of the techniques and stuff we talked about earlier. When I'm improvising, honestly, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if it's going to be good or bad. You try to use the tools in your kit to control your improvisations. With that said, what just happened is off the cuff, and I'm thinking to myself, how do I keep this in the lane, in the flavor of the blues? Obviously, it's a little more rockin' than a shuffle or some kind of West Coast blues like that, but trying to stay within the accent, right? By that I mean guys can be from Great Britain or Australia or America, and when we speak, we all speak English, but we all sound a little different. That's where those accents come in, where you get blues players that, if they've got that smoother kind of blues thing where it's like maybe they come from like the BB world. And then you got other guys that are a little more rockin' in the blues approach. And I like that sound, kind of Southern-esque, coming out of that Allman Brothers-y kind of world of the blues. But essentially, you're changing those inflections to get that different accent, just like the English language or any kind of linguistic comparison you might have. When I'm thinking through the blues, just simple, 1-4-5-1. I'm thinking about what my target notes are in my melody line. Starting on a 5. And when I slide down to that minor third, because we have this like very major sound underneath that backing track, if I hit a minor third, I don't just leave it. I kind of give it a half step bend. And on a note like that, I'm ending on the 7th, because that's a direct leading tone down to the 4 chord. Back to that major third. And then I'm targeting the third of the D. So if I play without the backing track, so you could hear the chord changes underneath me because I was targeting the thirds of all the chords. It's a trick that you use throughout your life. If you ever go into jazz or country or western swing, those thirds will really outline what's happening through the progression. So when we went to the C, we targeted a lot of E notes. And then when we were in G, we were trying to hit that B. And then over the D, we were hitting the F sharp. Then back to the G. So a great exercise is to lay yourself out a key that you want to play the blues in. And it doesn't have to be that tempo. It could be a slow blues. And if you're playing through that, don't really have to focus on playing a lot of notes. You don't have to focus on playing any licks. You're just trying to hit the thirds of each chord as they come around. It's going to help you help you phrase your solos better. And when you start playing more notes, so let's take a 1, 2, 3. Sorry, let me hit that again. So on the count. 1, 2, 3. So you see what's happening is every time that chord change comes around, I'm landing on a third to give the ear a chance to know that my chords are going. And that's, playing a completely different style than what we were talking about over that kind of Stonesy-ish backing track. So this is all about just trying to target your thirds, strip away all the layers, break it down to the core value of a blues progression, and try to even play the blues without a backing track. One of the things that happens, that you'll see is if you take away that backing track, everything you're playing sounds like. And you end up with no backing track. You're playing just pentatonic licks and nothing sounds like the chord and the harmonies moving underneath you, So again, I advise you to record yourself playing and stripping away all of your pet licks and the things that are natural to play, and just play through the thirds and see if you can land over those thirds as the beats come around.